You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet.
This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook and stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktails series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, The Doug Stewart Show, Sports Talk with Hot Sauce.
Yeah!
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the #1 thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com.
The blind stares of a million pairs of eyes, looking hard but won't realize that they will never see.
The puppetry must stop. We are for real around here. The trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. Yes! What's happening with the business? You are locked and loaded and listening live to the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Woohoo! Ooh-wee! It's a Throwback Thursday. March 5th, 2015, and a lot of stuff we're going to get into today, man. We got a real nice top 5. We talking about the sports. We going to talk some Empire. We doing it all today, baby. Yeah. Man, the great thing about having your own show is because you can talk about whatever the hell you want. Yes, sir. And that's what we're going to do today, man. We're going to talk about all these little things going on in the world of sports, like water cooler talk. All right, that's what we do on the Doug Stewart Show. We have fun. We talk about sports, guy talk, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So, yes, thank you so much for joining your boy on this Throwback Thursday. Speaking of Throwback Thursday, man, shouts out to Dominique Wilkins, man. It's Neek Week this week in the ATL. And after a long-ass time, and I'm trying to figure out why it took so long. I don't know. But yeah, the organization is honoring Dominique Wilkins this week with a statue that's going to be placed in front of Phillips Arena. They're actually going to unveil this thing today. They got like a little ceremony down there. I actually was invited to this thing, but it's going on right now during the show. So my commitment to the Stewies, the dogs, and the poodles is that. And we do the show this time every day, Monday through Friday, if we can. So I couldn't make it, but, man, shouts out to Dominique. And now, I just thought about it. How many athletes have their own statue but never won a championship? And you know Dominique didn't win a championship, obviously, but he's one of the greatest players ever. A lot of times, though, I feel like they be throwing shade at Neek because you remember when they had that top 50 players, NBA players of all time, and they didn't put Dominique on it? And everybody always talks about how he's a great player, but they never really won anything. I mean, Dominique's a fantastic player. So I'm going to guess there's probably a couple of players, athletes in the past that do have their own statue, but didn't win a championship. But I know it's probably far and few between. I'm going to guess Karl Malone probably has his own statue, somebody like that. You know, guys like that were just so dominant but didn't win a ring, but you still have to pay homage to them. So, once again, congratulations to Dominique. And speaking of Dominique, today's top 5, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We did this a couple of days ago, and I don't know why it came up, but we did top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. So today, in honor of Dominique Wilkins, a.k.a. the Human Highlight Film, we're going to talk about the top 5, and I'm going to give you my top 5 NBA nicknames of all times. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, and the crazy thing about it, and looking at this stuff before the show today, like, there's nicknames of NBA players that you probably never even heard before. Like, every NBA player of any substance has some type of nickname. And you can go to, like, Wikipedia, and there's actually a Wikipedia page on NBA player nicknames. And it's like 1 million of them. So it's hard to whittle down. There's been so many great nicknames. Speaking of which, the Human Highlight Film, Dominique Wilkins is a classic one. That's a great one. But I got my top 5 NBA nicknames of all times. And I usually tell you kind of like some variables and what I use to figure out these names. But there's really no variables. I just like these nicknames because they're cool. It's as simple as that. I mean, no other reason. I just think they're cool. And I broke down the 5 nicknames that I think are the coolest of all time. So we can have some fun with that today on the show. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. But the big thing is to jump in the chat room on Spreaker.com and be totally interactive. Yes, sir. So follow the show on Spreaker. All right, hit the little follow button. Then, you'll be following the show, and then you can jump in the chat room and be totally interactive with all the dogs and the poodles and the Stewie. Shouts out to my man Al the Bandit, Jersey Vern, Kicking It KC, Rail Scott, That Ninja, Jungle Brother, K3000 Stack, William Mack. Thank you for making this show totally interactive. All right, man, so did you see Empire last night? And I'm giving you a little warning, man. All of that stuff about we're going to give you a second or a day or so to watch the show, that's out of the window. That's just out. We talking about the damn show today on the show, in the chat room. We just gotta. And there's only 2 episodes left. And, I mean, my gosh, this thing is like one of your guilty pleasures. It is. Fantastic job again last night. And you know what Empire kind of reminds me of? This TV show kind of reminds me of the drama version of Good Times. And the reason I say that is because you remember Good Times, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. You remember Good Times. Good Times had all these, even though it was a comedy, a sitcom, it had all these heavy themes about it. You know, one show would be about pimps, and another show would be about teenage pregnancy, and another show would be about gangs, and another show would be about child molestation, and another show would be about dope heads, and another show would be about James not having a job. And that's what Empire's about. And right now, and last night, they're really pushing this bipolar disorder, crazy person theme on the show. They are with Andre. And Andre is a freaking Looney Tune. He's a freaking Looney Tune, man. And he just wigged out last night. He went crazy a couple of different times. He went crazy in the elevator with his brothers. They started singing Lean On Me. I thought that was kind of crazy. And then he was in the boardroom, and this ninja went crazy again. It's unbelievable. So they're really pushing that issue. And you know they're pushing the gay issue on there as well. And they're pushing all these different themes, man, and treachery and deceit and cheating on your wife and cookies and come take these cookies and all kind of stuff. It's unbelievable. And every single week, the numbers for the show rise. I think they said they started, I read an article where the first episode had like 9 million viewers, which was fantastic already. But then now they're already up to like 14 million viewers a week. So word of mouth is really helping the cause of this TV show Empire, man. And I talked about it a little bit yesterday. This Lee Daniels guy, based on some of the comments I've heard over the last couple of weeks with this whole story with Monique, I'm not a fan of that guy, but obviously he knows what he's doing. I mean, I got to give it to him for that. He knows what he's doing as far as directing and making quality programming. I mean, yeah. I might not, want him to get my back in a fight, but the guy knows what he's doing. So what are your thoughts on Empire last night, man? Every single week, Taraji Henson comes up with a new saying, and last night it was, come take these cookies. Tree, jump on the mic for a second, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So, I mean, every week it seems like they try to outdo themselves with a new cookie saying. What are your thoughts about last night's edition?
I need you to understand that, first of all, when she called dude a mark, I jumped up and down on my bed.
Yeah, you a mark.
I say that word often, but I know that it's dated, and I know I sound crazy. But after last night, everybody's going to be saying it.
That mark term she threw out last night was classic. I mean, it seems, and I said this last week, it seems like that the writers for this show are like some former writers for Martin, because she called somebody something last night, and I was like, that's a Martin line. That's a Gina versus Martin line.
Well, she's also living vicarious. I think that this role was destined for her. I read an article. Taraji is a natural-born hustler. So what she's doing is playing out reality in this show, the reality she's already lived through.
Right, yeah.
And Andre, okay, so I'm not a fan of Andre Douglas, but he is acting for his very life.
Oh, yeah, he's a great actor. Wait a second. Let me step back for a second. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This ninja made so much money last night. As far as future roles, it's unbelievable because he played a crazy guy great. And I've known people before that have wigged out like that have had that bipolar condition, and he played it to a T. And I don't know how they did that. It looked like it was like a continuing type of thing where he just like went for it, ad-libbed, and they just kept the cameras rolling. And they probably just cut it and edited it for the best and juiciest parts based on what they were trying to get. But yeah, he made some money last night. Like this guy that played Andre, and he's been in a couple other things. I remember when I was first watching Idris Elba on The Wire, and some of the roles and some of the things that he did in The Wire, I said to myself, this guy's going to blow up. And I kind of see the same thing for this kid playing Andre on this Empire show.
I definitely, as a director, I know that I can imagine Lee Daniels probably got chills, and he probably said, now take it and do whatever you want. And dude just went for it.
Just went for it. He went for it. Yeah, fantastic stuff last night. So what are your thoughts on Empire, man? The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And, man, we're talking about the top 5 NBA nicknames. And when we get back from the break, man, I mean, Russell Westbrook equals beast. I mean, it's as simple as that. He equals beast. We're going to talk about what this guy did last night with a broken damn face. The man got a broken face and still putting up triple doubles. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Russell Westbrook when we get back from the break. I'll read a lot of your chat today on the Doug Stewart Show, and I'll give you the first entrant in my top 5 NBA nicknames of all times. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So, I'm probably 6. So, Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield and it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think out and Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness. Strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whooped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show.
Millionaires are being made all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. One-week fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on the way to winning huge cash. This season, one listener turned $10 into $5,000. Another turned $2 into $10,000. and a new millionaire has been crowned nearly every week this season at DraftKings.com. You could be next. Imagine winning $1 million in one day just playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Head to DraftKings.com now and use promo code SPREAKER to play free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Enter Spreaker now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday. Shouts out and congratulations to Dominique Wilkins, a.k.a. the Human Highlight Film. And today we're talking about the top 5 NBA nicknames of all times. And we're also talking about Empire, the show last night, the episode last night. Only 2 episodes left. And Empire Talk, man, just really shuts down Twitter and the internet. And a lot of conversation about last night's episode, man. Real adult, serious themes on this show, man. And they kind of mix in a little bit of comedy as well. And the show is just fantastic. What are your thoughts on it? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. So last night, Russell Westbrook once again goes slap off. 49 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists for this youngin'. And he is a beast as they get a win over the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, you know the dude got his face broke a couple of days ago, right? The man got his face broken a couple of days ago, had a big-ass dent on the side of his face, actually missed a game because I guess he had some little surgery or whatever. So in his first game back, wearing one of those masks, he becomes the first player since Michael Jordan in 1989 to have 4 consecutive triple-doubles according to stats. That's incredible, man. Are you kidding me? So you're talking over 25 years since somebody's done what this kid did last night. And I always say it, man, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. God works in mysterious ways. And the reason I say that, man, is, Russell Westbrook has been getting a lot of flack over the last couple of years playing with Kevin Durant. And, he shouldn't shoot, and he's got to, stand down to Kevin Durant and pass him the ball and this, that, and the other. And to a large degree, I agree with that. But, I've been saying it for a long time, and really in the conversation about Russell Westbrook, the conversation for me has been this guy athletically is probably the most gifted player we've ever seen at the point guard position. And I'm talking athletically. Him and Derrick Rose talked about this a couple of weeks ago. And this guy can play. I mean, that might be Captain Obvious there. But Russell Westbrook is a beast, man. And, I mean, there's already talk about him being possibly in the conversation for the MVP award. I don't know about that. But the fact that Kevin Durant has missed all these games this year and Russell Westbrook has had the opportunity to be, quote, unquote, the man and put his full skill set on display is a blessing. And nobody's happy that Kevin Durant's hurt and injured because he's that dude as well. He's one of the best players we've ever seen. But I think this is kind of like, one of those type of things where God gives him the opportunity to show the world what he's all about and what he can do. And Durant's not been able to get out there and play a lot. And so Kevin Westbrook, in effect, has put the Oklahoma City Thunder on his back. And, I mean, he's done it beautifully. Kudos to that youngin'. My gosh. And one of these guys that'll jump off 2 feet and dunk on you with 2 hands. I mean, just an unbelievable athlete, man. And the question is out there. Once again, the question is out there. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Is this guy a legitimate candidate for the MVP award in the NBA this year? And so right now, the first big guy everybody was talking about as far as a candidate for the MVP was Steph Curry. It seemed like that's kind of waned a little bit, and now it seems like James Harden has a jump on him, and he's kind of like the first guy right now. And then people talk about LeBron James. He's starting to heat up. And it's that old question. Is it the best player in the league, or is it the most valuable player to their team? And I don't know, man. If you look at it from that second aspect, and being the most valuable player to your team, I mean, who else has been more valuable to their team than Russell Westbrook? And the fact that he's had to shoulder the load as far as getting these wins. You know, Kevin Durant isn't out there. And so Westbrook has taken the bull by the horns and just balled out of control. I mean, what? The man has done something that hadn't been done in over 25 years. And the last person to do it was Michael Jordan. I mean, 4 triple-doubles in a row? That's unbelievable in today's NBA. And so I think it says a lot, and I don't know. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and they wouldn't be anywhere in the conversation if it was most situations where a team had a dominant superstar and he missed this many games, and the second guy, the quote-unquote second guy, had to step up and be the man. Most teams would be way out of the playoff chase. Well, not the Oklahoma City Thunder, not them. They are right there in the thick of things. And I think right now, if you go by the criteria and who's the most valuable player to their team right now in the NBA, I think you can make a legitimate argument. And I'm pointing my finger up at the ceiling like my principal in middle school. I think you can make a legitimate argument that it's Russell Westbrook. What are your thoughts on that? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Hit me on the chat line on Spreaker.com. What are your thoughts on that? As well as what are your thoughts on Empire? And also top 5 NBA nicknames of all time. Speaking of which, let me give you number 5 on my list of top 5 NBA nicknames of all times in honor of Dominique Wilkins being honored this week, the Human Highlight film. Number 5 on my list is the Iceman, George Gervin. Yes, sir. And I kind of lied earlier when I told you there was really no reason on how I picked my list. And looking at my list right now, there is kind of like a theme. The theme is that the name kind of fits their game on the court, kind of like what I did a couple of days ago as far as the nicknames for the NFL players. But I'm looking at all of these guys that I have on my top 5 list, and their name is very indicative of their game on the court or their personality or something like that. And if you saw George Gervin play, all right, George Gervin is one of the earliest players of memory for me, being a kid that grew up in the 70s. So you're talking George Gervin, you're talking late 70s, where I really started paying attention to basketball as a kid. George Gervin was ice. I mean, he was ice cold. And so the name was perfect. I mean, just silky smooth. And I guess another nickname for George Gervin could have been Silk, but they all kind of denote the same thing. Silk, ice, it just means smooth, and that was George Gervin, man. One thing he could do was finger roll. You better believe that. And I had the poster when I was a kid of George Gervin sitting on the throne of ice with the basketballs, and it was just cool, man. So George Gervin comes in at number 5 on my list of top 5 NBA nicknames of all times. Let me read a couple of these chat messages here before we jump to the break from Real People Music. Rocky got a statue and it's not even a real athlete. That's true. Al the Bandit. Stu, you remember doing that live remote from Neek's house? Y'all said he had naked babies running around the house and his wife was chasing him around outside almost naked too. Laugh out loud. Man, you got a great memory. I do remember that, sir. I do. Yeah, we did a live remote from Dominique's house from his balcony or his deck behind his house. And obviously, you know Neek, he lives in a real fat-ass house, and so we were at his house. I can't remember what the situation was, the reason or why we did it. Something honoring Dominique. I don't know what it was, but we did an entire show, and Dominique did like an entire hour with us on the 2 Live Stews. I'm going to guess maybe 8-9 years ago. That was fantastic. Nines for life. Empire is modern-day dynasty. Falcon Crest, Dallas, Knots Landing. That's very good. I agree with that. That's a very good, it's a modern, more ratchet Falcon Crest. Now, Knots Landing or Dallas, you're exactly right, I agree. Juan Cruz, the difference is back in the days, players were given the names. Nowadays, the players give themselves nicknames. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. Bro McDowell, Neek is one of 7 players in NBA history to average at least 25 points per game for 10 consecutive seasons. That's unbelievable. And the man couldn't get put on the top 50 players of all time. I mean, athletically, if you look at Dominique, he had the stats, the athleticism, the game. I mean, he could shoot, he could dribble. I mean, he wasn't the greatest dribbler, but the man played small forward. Dominique could do it all. And I remember when that top 50 list thing came out or whatever, I looked at some of the players that were towards the end of this list, like 35 on back, and you could have easily made an argument to put Dominique on this list over a lot of players. And from that list, they took a lot of guys that, like, you know, players that played for the Boston Celtics when they won all them damn championships in a row. But if you put them on the court one-on-one against Dominique would school them. He would kill them. So, you know, they had their variables on how they came up with that list. But that was a sham, man. I mean, that was just a sham. Some of the guys that made that team, that top 50 player list of all time, and Dominique Wilkins did not do it. All right, when we get back from the break, I'm going to read chat. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read a lot of chat, and we might get into this conversation about Peyton Manning, man. And I put it on Twitter last night and on Facebook. You know you blessed when you tell your boss, go ahead and just keep $4 million of my dollars. It's my dollars, but you can have it. I'm straight. Yeah, don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. Or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy on this Throwback Thursday. And kind of honoring the great Dominique Wilkins. It's Neek Week in the ATL. And he's getting his own statue that's going to be unveiled today. And so we're talking about nicknames the Human Highlight film, one of the greatest NBA nicknames of all times. And so we're talking about that today. Number 5 on my list of greatest NBA nicknames of all time was George Gervin, the Iceman. And number 4 on my list, I'm going to go ahead and tell you who's number 4 on my list. Number 4 on my list is Half Man, Half Amazing, the great Vince Carter. Once again, it totally applies. And I kind of struggled a little bit with this one because most of you know, anybody that's a rap impresario, that Half Man, Half Amazing is Nas's nickname. And I think Nas obviously came up with that nickname way before. And I think Kenny the Jet Smith, another decent nickname. I think Kenny Smith nicknamed Vince Carter Half Man, Half Amazing. But it was appropriate. I mean, it's absolutely appropriate for this guy. Some of the dunks that he did in the slam dunk contest throughout his career in the NBA. Perfect name for Vince Carter, Half Man, Half Amazing. Probably the only reason it didn't end up higher on my list of top 5 NBA nicknames of all times because the nickname was stolen. Yeah, Nas is Half Man, Half Amazing. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedugstewartshow.com. There's so much chat going on in here today, man. It's unbelievable. Whenever we got something juicy to talk about, y'all want to talk. Y'all want to be totally interactive. And so I absolutely love that. From Kiss My Go to Hell. Remember when Neek whooped that dude's ass at Phillips Arena for trying to check him over a suit? Yes, I do. And now, anybody from Atlanta, I'm gonna try to do this as delicate as I can. And you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Make sure you follow the show on Spreaker.com and then jump in the chat room. I'm going to do this as delicate as I can. The guy who Dominique beat up, and that's the best way to put it. And for people that don't remember the story, like, I don't know, I'm guessing 3-4 years ago at Phillips Arena, the way the story went is this guy checked Dominique Wilkins about a debt that Dominique owed him. The guy evidently does suits. He's a tailor, and he made a suit for Dominique. And he's like, Neek, where my money at, Neek? Like, called him out like Mr. T or something in Rocky Balboa. Where my money at, Neek? And Neek, if you watch the video, you can find the video right now on YouTube. Neek calmly took his jacket off. I think Dominique even folded the jacket. Neek calmly took his jacket off. I think he folded it, put it down on the bench, and then commenced to wailing on dude's ass. And I mean, it was unbelievable. Now, I don't even remember if he went to jail or what happened, but it was real quick, and it was an ass cutting of epic proportion, and you can find the video anywhere you want. And after that, man, I just had a newfound respect for Dominique Wilkins, man. I mean, come on, think about that now. You're a public figure. I mean, you're working for the Hawks as a color analyst, and, you know, you got this brand to uphold, and you can't go around and just getting in fights. But, I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do when you're a real dude. And that's what Dominique did. And the crazy thing about it is the guy that Dominique beat up on, man, we're kind of cool. We're kind of I wouldn't call us friends. And if you've gone down to Atlanta Hawks games, you know this guy because this guy's always at all of the games. And I don't want to call his name. He's a cool fella. I mean, he's a cool fella. I don't know why he went that route with Dominique Wilkins in Atlanta. I don't know. That didn't make sense to me at all. But, yeah, he took a nice beat down, man, and that was funny. Newfound respect for Dominique Wilkins after he did that. I mean, like, wow, that's unbelievable. Shouts out to you, Dominique. From John Fisher, Magic, The Rifleman, Superman, The Human Highlight Film, Vinsanity, Honorable Mention, Pistol Pete, Clyde the Glide, and Iceman. Yeah, I got a lot of the names that you just came up with just now on my honorable mention list. Max Jones III. Yeah, Cookie was off the chain last night. Kim Jane, Irvin, Magic Johnson, Bruh McDowell. Neek retired back in 99, and he's still number 12 on the all-time scoring list. That's great. Vince Wright, Antoine Fisher going to take them cookies. Nice to see Judd Nelson back in something. And Tree was trying to tell me his origins and his history. This guy, Judd Nelson, that plays the Benetti character. I don't know who the hell that is. Kiss My Go to Hell. Cookie bet not come around me on that syrup. I'm going Bill Cosby on her ass. That's funny. Real People Music. Wait, do they have to be a top-tier player like Harold Miner was Baby Jordan? We're not coinciding folks who have not impacted the game. Well, I guess I kind of, put that in the mix as well. They can't be somebody that didn't have much consequence in the NBA and just had a good-ass nickname and make my list. I mean, yeah. Yeah, so Harold Miner, a.k.a. Baby Jordan, that was cute. That was bad from the beginning, though, because he couldn't live up to that. Juan Cruz, top 5 nicknames: the Mailman, Clyde the Glide, Iceman, Dr. J, and Pistol Pete. Niner for life. Cookie go hard and drank the boys under the table. Had that been Monique, it would have been desserts instead of alcohol. Now, you look here. Look here. You look here. Niner for life, that's funny. And Tree, you laughing, but that's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded.
Can I say that Gabby looked very nice last night because she was covered up? And I had a discussion with my husband. I've watched Gabby on American Horror Stories. I have no problem. But the way that she's been styled before last night on Empire is inappropriate. And she looked presentable last night.
I never saw that Precious movie. And, I mean, I don't know what to think about her, man. And my boy Special K, he has like a line of jokes for Gabby, for Gabrielle. What's her name?
Sabidi?
Oh, Gabrielle Sabatini, or whatever her name is. Not Sabatini. Sidibe, that's her name.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And Special K on Hot 107.9 here in Atlanta. He's a comedian. He used to come on our show all the time. Like, every day he's got a Gabby Sidibe joke. And I'm like, man, come on, man. Lighten up on this chick, man. I mean, golly. He be killing her. Everybody be killing Gabby, man. She seems to have a nice heart, a great personality, man. She just got to get in the gym a little bit.
It's not about it's unhealthy. I'm concerned for her life.
Right. I mean, because that is unhealthy weight that she's carrying around, man. It is. It absolutely is. Scotty, Malik Yoba's character must have ashy skin in the script because dude looks ashy no matter what scene he's in. Man, Malik Yoba been ashy. What are you talking about? He was ashy on New York Undercover. That's like the running joke about Malik Yoba. Shouts out to him, though. I like Malik Yoba, man. Scotty, Malik Yoba's character must, or Matt, dude who plays Andre was in Selma. That's right. He was in Selma, he played one of the student union kids that played with the character for I can't remember the
He was hating on John Lewis in Selma.
Right. He was the guy that played next to John Lewis's character in the movie Selma. That's right. He did a good job in that as well. I mean, dude is a good actor. I mentioned that earlier. Dude is a very good actor, and I see him like blowing up, like being one of the next big things. Kind of like, as I mentioned earlier, kind of like the way Idris Elba came along, got a role and blew it out of the water. Very believable. A thespian, and I can see this guy really, blowing up. KC, Empire is definitely appointment viewing. My wife said the Andre character should receive an Emmy nomination based on his acting skills last night. I don't know about an Emmy, but he blew that out the water last night. He did. And I don't know exactly, once again, I don't know what it takes or what are the criteria for winning an Emmy or whatever. But he blew it out of the water last night. I got to give kudos where kudos are due. All right, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. I'm going to read a lot of chat today, man. We're going to talk about these top 5 NBA nicknames. I'm going to take your calls. We got a caller holding right now. So don't go away. When we get back from the break, I'll grab your call. We'll do some chat. We'll talk quickly about Peyton Manning. I mean, there's too damn much going on the Doug Stewart Show every single day, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bless her heart, Gabby Sidibe. Bless her heart. I mean, she got a job. I mean, I'm happy. Anybody got a job, I'm happy for them. Yeah. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got you back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Okay. I'm a country boy. I'm straight from the country, so a lot of times some of this stuff y'all talking about goes over my head. But the great tree of life just reminded me. This guy, Judd Nelson, he doesn't look anything like he did, 20 years ago. This guy, Judd Nelson, was Ice-T's partner in New Jack City. And, yeah, I remember that. You got to break it down to the very last compound for me. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This guy, Bonetti, that's playing this character that's, I guess, Lucius's arch rival in the entertainment industry and the record label, the record industry. He actually played Ice-T's partner in New Jack City. He's put on about 40 himself, though. It don't look like the same dude. He looks much older than that dude. That dude played like a hip character, kind of sort of. You remember him and Ice-T went back and forth about it, arguing about what they were going to do with him and Mario Van Peebles. Yeah, and I don't know, what's New Jack City, 20 years old? It's got to be at least 20 years old, so that's the great Judd Nelson. Okay, I remember him. I don't remember him from anything else, though. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. This segment is brought to you by System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as little as $16.50 per month. They've been in business for over 25 years. And if you ever have a problem with anything concerning your security alarm system, ask to speak to the owner, Maceo Brown. Yes, sir. And tell him that you heard about System 5, and the reason that you're with System 5 is because of the Doug Stewart Show. And Maceo will talk to you himself. I mean, you're not going to talk to some underling and anything like that. You're going to talk to the great Maceo Brown. So check them out online at System5electronicsinc.com. Once again, that's System5electronicsinc.com. Yeah, you heard about it yesterday, late afternoon. An agreement was made by Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. In effect, what it means is Peyton Manning is going to take $4 million less than he was already supposed to get, guaranteed. All right, the man was going to make $19 million, and now he's going to make like $15 million, and he did it on his own free will and accord, on his own volition. And I don't know anybody that does that, and Peyton Manning really deserves it. I mean, he deserves any amount of money that the Denver Broncos give him, or any team in the NFL wants to give him. So that's very odd to me. Now, I know there's people out there saying, well, the man has made, I don't know, $1 gazillion already, Doug. Why should he care about $4 million? You know why? Because it's $4 million. That's right. And me and Ryan used to always have these arguments, and we go back and forth. And Ryan was one of those guys that said he'd take less money to be, quote, unquote, happier. And I like being happy, too. I'm not saying that that's not a variable in the equation when you have one of these decisions to make. What I'm saying is $4 million is $4 million. And once again, I said it about 5 minutes ago, I'm country, all right? I'm country as hell. Grew up in the country, and it's simple to me. It's very simple to me. And $4 million in the country is a lot of money. From my upbringing, $4 million is a lot of money. I don't care if I got $200 million in the bank. $4 million is $4 million. And nobody, here's the thing about it, nobody would have been mad at Peyton Manning for just saying, just pay me what we agreed upon initially. And you know how it works in the NFL. I mean, contracts aren't real. They aren't legit for the most part. They can cut you, they can waive you, whatever. The bonus is guaranteed, and that's about it. So if a player says, no, I don't want to renegotiate, I'd like for you to pay me my money, I don't think anybody would really have a problem with that, and especially being Peyton Manning. So this is just very strange to me. So with Peyton Manning taking this pay cut, Jay Cutler, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Tony Romo, and Drew Brees are all making more money than Peyton Manning. And now listen, clearly the last 2 years that he's been with Denver, he's lost something. And seemingly later in the season, it seems like he's starting to fall off a little bit. I get that, but I don't care if he was 70 years old. Jay Cutler shouldn't be making more money than Peyton Manning. I mean, on that principle alone, I wouldn't have done this damn deal. But hey, he's Peyton Manning, man. He's one of the best to ever do it. And if he feels like this is a way to get better players around him, obviously they need some offensive linemen to protect his health, then hey, that's fine. That's fine. That's you. I just thought it was very strange that in 2015, a professional athlete, that he didn't have to do this. He did not have to do that, and that's the biggest part of this conversation. He didn't have to do this. He was guaranteed this money. Don't get it twisted. This isn't a situation where if he didn't agree to this, they would have cut him and he would have lost salary anyway, and he would have had to go on and sign with another team. That's not the situation. The situation is they asked the man, can we pay you $4 million less? And he agreed to it. I don't know where that happens at. I didn't think that happened in America, but evidently it does. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug. Kobe wouldn't have done it. Yeah, Kobe definitely wouldn't have done it. You know that. And Peyton Manning obviously did. Let me go ahead and grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Yeah, what's up, Doug?
What's up,
It's
Vern?
Jersey,
Vern
man.
from Jersey. What up, Vern?
Hey, man, can I get some theme music when I come on?
Can you get some theme music?
Yeah, why not, man?
Hey, Vern.
You know, like, how about welcome back?
Vern, we gonna work.
You know?
We gonna work on that, Vern. We gonna work on that.
Oh, hey, Doug, here goes a good nickname right here.
Okay.
Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Yeah, that's a
you
good
look at
one.
him, you know why they call him the Pearl, because he had the whitest teeth in the league to be a chocolate man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Earl the Pearl was shiny, man. Every time he smiled at you, man, he blinds you with them teeth.
Yeah.
Hey, But anyway, man, I want to jump on this here Empire situation. I want to make a statement about what Tree made a couple of weeks ago about the head security for Empire.
Yeah.
She said that he was working for the Ivory girl, but no, he's not down with her, man. He want Cookie, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He don't want nothing to do with her, man.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, man. And Cookie, Doug, me and you know a woman that did what she did last night. Like she laid all them brothers out to sleep last night. Remember Miss Mary?
Yeah.
No man could outdrink Miss Mary, man.
You're exactly right.
Child?
Yeah,
no man can outdrink her, man. I miss Miss Mary, man.
You're right. And Vern, for people that don't know, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Miss Mary was one of our entertainment reporters. She was actually was she our first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. Miss Mary was a good friend to Ryan and actually came in and talked about some entertainment stuff, and it stuck for a long, long time. Shouts out to the great Miss Mary. That's a good one right there, Vern.
Yeah, you know, Jokers was trying to get her drunk, saying if they can get that nookie, but shoot. It was stronger than them, man. And like that, I'm gone.
Hey, Vern, guess what? Yeah. I do got some theme music for you, Vern. Here it is. Yeah, there you go, Vern. We got our gun, and I'm the rootin'est, tootin'est, shootin'est. Shoot you in your ass, Vern. This is the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yeah, I got a new little something for Vern right there when he calls the show. Yes, sir. Yeah, we back. We got our gat back. Max Jones III. Come back home, Westbrook. L.A. Lakers. Yeah, that's the talk. I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen, man. And there's some talk right now of like some behind the scenes or under the table conversations between Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love, and Greg Monroe to all come together and do their big three thingy and come to L.A. That would be fantastic, man. I mean, that would be fantastic. And now I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this whole thing where these young players come and team up together. But it's my team, so I'm fine with it this time. Yes. I mean, we really need something like that, man. It's going to take something of that magnitude to get the Los Angeles Lakers, man, to turn around and head in the right direction. I mean, it's going to take something like that. I can only dream about something like that. Juan Cruz, the only person who criticized Westbrook is Skip Bayless. William Mack, I always watch Empire with my wife, and it takes everything in me not to mention how perfect this boo-boo kitty chick is. My wife sees it too, but there's no need for me to vocalize it. Yeah, boo-boo kitty is fine. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I mean, she's super fine. Staggerly, if Brian Westbrook was Newtsy, he'd be Beyonce. Exactly. I feel you. I feel the analogy right there. Vince Wright, Westbrook needs some cookies. Nines for life. Can you build a team, Lakers, around Westbrook? Because he does seem like just like a loose cannon. I don't know about his leadership skills. I guess when you can score and be that dynamic of a player, you don't need to be a vocal, quote-unquote, vocal leader. I don't know. I'm willing to try, though. I am willing to try to see if Russell Westbrook could be a leader of your team. And speaking about the Los Angeles Lakers. From King 50, KC Chocolate Thunder got to be top 5. KC Chocolate Thunder's got to be top 5. Yeah, keep listening. I'm going to give you my number 3 NBA nickname of all time when we get back from the break. And look at the time. It's already hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show coming up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, when we get back from the break, it'll be hour number 2. I'm going to talk about this little story. Karma. Yes, karma is a bitch. And it is for a whistleblower, kind of, sort of, in sports. We'll talk about that when we get back. I'll read more of your chat, more of your comments on on Empire, as well as the top 5 NBA nicknames of all times in honor of the great Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight film. Yeah. Yeah. Boo Boo Kitty is a decent actor, too, because I really don't like her ass either. So she's making me not like her, so that says that she's a pretty decent actor. And she's fine as white wine. She is. All right, don't go away. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show coming up. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
You ain't stewing. What the hell are you doing? Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Throwback Thursday. Hour number 2 on the show. You can give me a call at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. We're in the chat room. We're totally interactive. We're having so much fun. And why wouldn't you give the gift of the Doug Stewart Show? Tell at least one person. I really would appreciate it. About the livest, the realest, the trillest sports talk show in America. Yes! Yes, sir. The Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to DraftKings, man. Have you gotten down with DraftKings? You need to. Go to DraftKings.com, create you an account, and when you have the opportunity to put in a promotional code, put in STEW. That's STEW. That's right. So anything you put in, me and DraftKings are going to match your deposit up to $600, but you got to use the promo code STEW. All right? And that's DraftKings.com. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so we're talking about NBA nicknames, the top 5 NBA nicknames of all times, all in honor of Dominique Wilkins, who's being honored in the city this week. It's Neek Week. And he's getting his own statue. They're going to unveil it today. Tomorrow, the Hawks host the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's a big week for Dominique, man, and the Atlanta Hawks organization. I mean, to get your own statue is a pretty big damn thing. So, and kind of like in honor of that, we're talking about the top 5 nicknames in the NBA of all time. Number 5 on my list was Iceman, George Gervin. Number 4, Half Man, Half Amazing for Vince Carter. And number 3 on my list, and it's funny, somebody sent it in the last segment. Number 3 on my list is Chocolate Thunder. Yes, sir. Darryl Dawkins. Woo. I mean, the man was chocolate, and he brought the thunder. I think Darryl Dawkins is the first guy to pull down a rim. Is he the first person to break a backboard? I think he is. I mean, you couldn't get a more apropos name than Chocolate Thunder. And I mean, you talk about Russell Westbrook is basically the mini version of Darryl Dawkins. Okay, like the same way that Russell Wilkins or Russell Westbrook dunks the basketball is the exact same way that Darryl Dawkins used to do it. He used to pull it back 2 hands, like cock it off of 2 feet, and just come down so hard, and he broke backboards. I think they came up with the breakaway rim because of him, but just a fantastic nickname, man. Once again, very indicative of his game on the court. A perfect nickname for Darryl Dawkins, Chocolate Thunder. He comes in at number 3 on my list. I like my list. My honorable mention is real nice, too. So number 3 on my list is Chocolate Thunder. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me read some more of this chat in the chat room. That ninja Peyton was rich before he got to the league. Not impressed. William Mack. Peyton is leaving that money so Denver has enough to match offers to bring Julius Thomas back. Max Jones III. He will make it up with incentives and with those corny, whack-ass nationwide commercials. It's not guaranteed he's going to make it up in incentives. He gets $2 million if the Broncos win the AFC Championship game, and he gets another $2 million, which would replace the $4 million he's given up if they win the Super Bowl. So that's not guaranteed. Yeah, by a long shot, that's not guaranteed he's going to make it up in those incentives. Mac Jones, rough buff. $4 million could buy most. Yeah, $4 million could probably buy my hometown. Kiss my go to hell. I wish Matt Ryan would take a pay cut so Falcons could get some real defense in here. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because that just doesn't happen. This thing is such an aberration with Peyton Manning where you have a guaranteed deal and you give it back. And once again, I don't know. There's probably been a situation, I can't think of any right now, where an athlete did give back some money to help with putting players around him so that they could win. But in that circumstance, in that situation, usually the incentives that they have to achieve to replace that money are like givens. And once again, these aren't givens for Peyton Manning getting this $4 million back. In effect, he has literally given the organization back $4 million. That's unbelievable. I mean, that's just unbelievable. For a dude that ain't had a paycheck come in the house for over 2 years, that's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, man. And it's almost offensive. I mean, it's damn near offensive. And right, Peyton has, he came from money. His daddy played in the league for a long time. But you better believe Archie didn't make the money back when he was playing that these players do now. So, yeah, it's probably true that Peyton was very comfortable when he grew up. But golly, I mean, he ain't no, Bill Gates. Like, he not Bill Gates' nephew or son or nothing like that. Where you could just give back $4 million. I mean, 4 million of them. I mean, he has these dollars that they already wanted to give to him, and he gave back 4 million of them. He just gave it back. That's unbelievable to me. Bro McDowell, along with Nationwide, he has Buick, DirecTV, Gatorade, and Papa John's. Talking about Peyton Manning. Leon 3, Peyton can do that because he doesn't spend money other than his house note, food, cars, hell, a lot of clothing are all given to him. Yeah, I mean, and I doubt Peyton Manning has a house note at this point. Or a car note. He probably didn't have none of that. He doesn't have bills probably at all. William Mack. No, Kobe wouldn't have done it, and that's why he's stuck with Carlos Boozer and Swaggy P. Yeah, but I mean, can you knock the man for not taking money that was offered to him? People that come down on Kobe for taking this money that the Lakers once again, on their own free will and accord, offered the man who wouldn't take it. Which one of you listening to this show wouldn't take money that a team tried to give you? Come on, man. This is America, Jack. That doesn't happen in America. It's unbelievable. Scotty 4. Peyton has a net worth of $115 million. Giving up $4 million now is great, but I'm sure he will get it on the back end. Eugene Jackson. I see New England letting Wilfork go. Only person over 30 making money in New England is Tom Brady, it seems. Yeah. New England will get rid of your ass, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. New England will get rid of you and not think anything about it, and yeah, that news did kind of break this morning. Vince Wilfork, I don't know if he's already been released or it's going to be released, but yeah, he's a no-go, and he's up in age, and he's lost a step or two. He's a definite guy that plugs the middle. I mean, his purpose is very distinct in what he does. He basically frees up the linebackers for the New England Patriots to make tackles, and he's one of the best to do it, one of the best to probably ever do it. But he's getting old. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let me grab some more calls here. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Doug Stew, what it do? John Fisher in the building.
John Fisher in the building. What up, baby?
What's going on, man? I had to call in and defend my man Kobe, man.
Go ahead, man. I mean, speak some sense into these people, man.
First of all, if Jerry Buss was still alive, Kobe would have took less money. When you watch Phil Jackson walk away because your damn owner is mad because he's, with his sister, then you making trades for Steve Nash, who hurt himself, carrying his luggage. He don't trust the organization, so why take less money? Then Mitch Kupchak just said recently, well, we're not going to go after no big free agents to make Kobe's ride on to the sunset any greater. Like, yeah, take the money. Anybody else in the chat room would take that dang old money playing for the Lakers. Now, if he was playing for San Antonio or even OKC, where you can see a bright future, okay, yeah, I'll take less money. But playing for the Lakers, nah, give me my money, like Smokey said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the Lakers, and I've actually done shows on this before in the past over the last year or two. I mean, it was a stupid deal. Giving a guy basically a lifetime achievement contract is stupid, and the team is bad. And all the moves that they've made, exactly what you're saying, over the last couple of years haven't worked out. They've been horrible. So what guy do you know is offered some money and doesn't take it? You can't be mad at them, man.
That's like I find a suitcase of money on the floor and I say, well, you know what? That ain't right. I'm just gonna leave that right there. Ridiculous.
Exactly.
And I meant to call in yesterday, man, but I was busy working. I'm bummed out, man. Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sending a BPA for Chip Kelly. Until this works, I'm gonna nominate him every week. You got rid of Deshaun Jackson. Now they letting Jeremy Maclin test the free agent. They done let go of Trent Cole, and now they done traded away Shady McCoy for a linebacker coming off his second ACL surgery.
Yeah.
Where they do that at?
That's unbelievable, man. And what do you think? What do you think the end game to this is? You think Chip Kelly is really trying to just get in a bunch of Oregon players? What's the deal here?
Sound like Chip, yeah. Number one, he's trying to get in a bunch of Oregon players. Number two, he sound like he's the smartest guy in a room full of dumbasses.
Right.
He's going to outsmart himself just like Pete Carroll did in that Super Bowl. He's going to outsmart himself, and they're going to be looking at him like, you know how Philly fans are, because you and Ryan almost got the wrecking out there. They're going to boo his ass out of town. And with that, I'm gone.
I appreciate the call, man. He called 404-382-0338. Great call, John Marshall. And I mean, we got a lot of Stu's listeners that listen to this show, and you've probably heard the story that I told many, many times after we did it. So I don't think it's the NFC Championship game, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, but we take a plane load of listeners to Philadelphia to see Falcons and Eagles, the last game at Veterans Stadium. If you're new to the show, you've never heard the Doug Stewart Show before, or the Two Live Stews, stick around. I'll tell that story briefly when we get back. Simply put, one of the worst days of my life. I mean, simply put. So I'll quickly tell you that story, man. And right now, I'm getting goosebumps right now even thinking about that day, that fateful day in Philadelphia. So I'll quickly tell that story when we get back. I'll also tell you number 2 on my list of top 5 NBA nicknames of all times. We'll continue to read your chat, talk about Russell Westbrook, beasting out, Peyton Manning, who does that? And also, I'm not going to promise we're going to get to it, but I'm going to try to get to this story about this whistleblower and how karma is a Mickey Ficky. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougsstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougsstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. If you're not stewing, what in the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your boy on this Throwback Thursday. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room being interactive. Yes, thank you. I mean, that's what we do around here. We do interaction. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. So I don't even remember the year. I mean, I'm sure you do, or around the time period that this all went down. But this is when this was Mike Vick City, MV7, you know, the Mike Vick experience, all of that stuff. And, I mean, he was kind of like hot cheese. I mean, Mike Vick was kind of like hot cheese. And I think the year before was the year that they won, the Falcons won their playoff game in Lambeau Field. Yeah, I believe that happened first in order. And then this particular year, man, they go to play a divisional game, I believe it was, in Philadelphia. And it's historical, the last game in Veterans Stadium. And during that week, the station has set up this promotion where we took like 10 people to Philadelphia. Plane ride, hotel, and all of that stuff, man. And it was great. It was in the heyday of the Two Live Stews, too. And so we took these people to Philadelphia, and the whole week, everybody said to us, calling the show, hey, man, I love you guys, man. You guys are great. Love the Two Live Stews, dude. But, dude, you don't need to wear any Atlanta Falcons stuff when you go to Philly, dude, because they're kind of crazy. Crazy? We crazy too. We don't care. What do you mean crazy? Crazy like well, dude, I'm just telling you, those fans up there, they're stupid. And, the 300 section, dude, you don't want to even risk it. Risk what, man? We grown-ass men. We're going to wear whatever the hell we want. Falcons jerseys, hats, gloves, shoes, we are going to wear it all. Why not? All right, dude, don't say you didn't get warned. And I don't know why I'm doing my Bob for Martin's voice. But, dude, you were warned. I told you don't do it. And so we got that all week long. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So sure enough, we go to Philadelphia, and we put on our finest Atlanta Falcons paraphernalia. I mean our finest. And we roll up to the stadium, and we get off the bus, and it's us, me and Ryan, and like 10, 12 other people. And we're walking into the vet. And the minute we get off the bus, and let's be honest. I mean, we had a couple of cocktails. We get lit before we go anywhere like that. And so I'm kind of feeling it. But in my haze of drunkenness, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I kind of notice, people pointing at us and whispering. They're pointing and they're whispering. And I see dudes kind of like shuffling around. And everywhere I go, it's kind of like, a black dude walking into a Klan rally or something like that. You're like, wait a minute, are you lost? You're in the wrong place, aren't you? So it's kind of like that look. So we get in the stadium, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And, somebody says something. Are you effing crazy? Are you effing crazy? You wearing that BS here? And so we start hearing that type of stuff from afar. They aren't actually saying it to us, but it's kind of like they're talking to each other, and they're screaming it out loud. They're saying it loud enough so we can hear it. And then it just gets worse and worse and worse. By the time we get to our seats, like it's kind of like it's a circus. Like we're like elephants or whatever walking into a circus, and everybody's like pointing at us. You know what it reminded me of? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It kind of reminded me of that scene, I'm going to get you sucker, when Fly Guy gets out of jail. You remember, and he's been in jail for a long time, so he's still dressing like it's 1970, and he walks out, he's coming down the steps, and everybody's pointing at him like, this guy here, what's up with this guy? He's crazy, this, that, and the other, and Fly Guy starts to realize that they're pointing at him. And I promise you, man, probably by the time we get to our seats, it's 100, 150 people like mocking and pointing at us and cursing at us and screaming at us. And we sit down and we just get screamed at for an entire half. A guy like forgets about the game. This guy is clearly drunk. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. He forgets about the game and he devotes his entire time at this game to heckling us. He's standing in front of us, heckling us. Now, halftime comes. We say, we're going to get something to eat, man. And not only do we going to get something to eat, but we got to pee. So really, before we get up to go to halftime, me and Ryan are discussing to ourselves, this stuff is really bad at this point. We're discussing to ourselves, hey, man, do you have to pee that bad when you got to go to the bathroom? Like, we're trying to hold our pee so we don't have to leave from our seats. And we're like, no, man, I got to go bad. We're drinking beer, and we were drinking before we even get on the bus. So we come to an agreement like, yeah, man, we're going to have to go to the bathroom. We got to go pee. Unless you want to pee on yourself, we're going to have to go to the bathroom. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So we get up, we go to the bathroom, we start walking, and we get halfway there, and we're in the little mezzanine or whatever, and somebody just straight pushes my brother in the back. Boom! And Ryan turns around. I'm like, what the F? And by that time, it's like a crowd of people around us. And by that time, Ryan turns around, and Ryan, like, pushes the guy back so hard, the guy, like, falls back and, like, falls against one of those rails, like a rail or something like that. And he gets up. And when he gets up, it's like 5 other of his buddies behind him. And they're walking towards us. And, like, it's really about to be on. And by this time, me and Ryan are back to back. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This is one of the moves that we engineered when we were 7, 8 years old. And so we're back to back, and we're about to throw down. We're about to go to jail. Remember now, the vet has a jail underneath it. because of these fans are so unruly, they're so intoxicated, they're so crazy, they put a jail underneath this place. And so I'm going to guess probably about a half a second before the dude throws the first blow, here come the police, and they break the whole thing up. And they actually escort us back to our chairs. But it doesn't stop. All the harassment, the screaming, the yelling, it just continues. And I mean, it was horrible. And I really thought that we were going to have to fight to get out of there that day. When the game was over, we kind of got up and left. The Falcons obviously lost the game. We got up and left, and we kind of got up before everybody else did, and we tried to kind of, if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, you remember the episode with Leon when he talked about Larry, when this guy came in there and said all these racial epithets to Larry, and Larry kind of sneaked out. Leon said, "You slunked out." We slunked out. We kind of slunked out where people were kind of paying attention to the game. They were celebrating. They were already drunk as hell. So we kind of, as a group, we kind of slunked out. And when I tell you, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, when I tell you we got on that bus, it was almost like you've seen, these series. You've seen Roots. You've seen all of these different series where they talk about the slavery in this country, and when a slave tried to escape, they always felt like they were looking back. They were running and they were looking back because they thought that the master was coming after them. Sir, when we got outside of that stadium, I was so relieved. But then it was like we were walking towards the bus, trying to find where our bus was, and we couldn't find this bus quick enough. We couldn't find this bus quick enough. And when my first foot stepped on that step for this bus, to get on this bus, I felt the greatest relief I've ever felt in my life. It was absolutely horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And the whole time I just kept thinking to myself, why'd you have to be such a smart ass? Why you have to be so tough? When those people kept telling you shouldn't come up here with this paraphernalia on, why did you just listen? Why do you have to be so tough? Why do you have to be so arrogant and ignorant? You are a dumbass. Why do you just listen to the people? They were trying to help you. And that guy, Bob, I'm telling you, dude, don't do it. Why do you just listen to him, Dougie? Why do you have to just be smart? They were trying to help your dumb ass. And man, when we got on that bus, man, it was just the greatest relief in the history of my life. And it was that bad. And I'm not exaggerating. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And I took a lot of time. Actually, I took the whole segment to telling you this story. But that's real, man. That is real. They talk about bad fans, and Philadelphia had this reputation. But let me say something to you right now as a friend. Like the guy, Bob, that tried to call and tell me not to wear that stuff. I'm telling you right now, man, don't do it. It's not worth it. If you ever go to a game in Philadelphia and you're a fan of another team, don't do it. Don't do it. And maybe something had to do with it. I think maybe people recognize us from TV and they wanted to try us. So it might have been worse on us than it will be on you, but I'm just telling you right now, do not do it. The way that we're hospitable here in Atlanta and, it's all hunky-dory and everybody's cool, it's no big deal. You can wear your team's jersey here, and that's not the culture up there. Up there, the culture is we are going to whoop your ass if you wear somebody else's jersey, and they live by it. That's their bond. That's their bond. And they real about theirs. Worst day of my sports fandom life. The worst. By far. Nothing else comes close. Nothing else. It was unbelievable, man. And I think they play into it. They've heard it so much. You remember they threw snowballs at Santa Claus and they booed Michael Irvin. So I think they kind of play into it. Where it's kind of like it's been said so much that they buy into it. Unbelievable, man. One of the worst days of my life. And I was a grown-ass man, but let me tell you something, man. I thought that we were going to get stomped. And I've been stomped before. I've been jumped before. And so I kind of had my spidey senses like, this is bad. This is real bad. And that's the story, man. That's the story how me and my brother almost lost our lives in Philadelphia. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So, I'm probably 6. So, Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield. And it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think anybody saw me, but he jumps out and, Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness. Strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whooped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show.
Millionaires are being made all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. One-week fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on the way to winning huge cash. This season, one listener turned $10 into $5,000. Another turned $2 into $10,000. And a new millionaire has been crowned nearly every week this season at DraftKings.com. You could be next. Imagine winning $1 million in one day just playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Head to DraftKings.com now and use promo code SPREAKER to play free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Enter Spreaker now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. Yeah, hard knock life in Philadelphia for the Stews. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the realest, treeless sports talk show in America. You can email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. You can also hit me on the Spreaker chat on Spreaker.com. Make sure you download the app for the DougStewartShow.com. Make sure you download the app. Make sure you download the app. Spreaker is great, fantastic. Follow me, jump in the chat, but make sure you download my app as well from your app store. And have you joined the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group? Huh? You need to. Just go on Facebook and search the Doug Stewart Show group. Well, I think you just put the Doug Stewart Show and the group page or pop up, and you just jump in there and request admittance, and then we'll allow you in, and it's the party after the party, all right, on the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I got to catch up on some of this chat, man. So much great chat, and I thank you so much for that, for being totally interactive. Number 5 on my list was Iceman, top 5 NBA nicknames of all time. Number 4, Iceman was George Gervin. Number 4 was Half Man, Half Amazing Vince Carter. Chocolate Thunder, Darryl Dawkins at number 3. And number 2 is Air Jordan. That's right, Michael Jordan. And I'll go ahead and tell you who's number 1 on my list right now as well, because these are real obvious. I mean, they were just so perfect names because of their game. But number 2 was Michael Jordan, Air Jordan. And it's crazy, somebody with hops that could leap. It's crazy that name Air didn't come along until Michael Jordan and all the time that the NBA has been around. But Michael Air Jordan at number 2. Number 1 is Magic. That's right, Magic Johnson. Irvin Magic Johnson, number 1 nickname of all time. And if you saw the man play, yes, sir. If you saw the man play, that you know that there couldn't have been a better name for that dude than Magic Johnson. Definitely a magician out on the court. All right, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. My honorable mention list is on fire as well. And so I'll read that one for you in the last segment of the show. Let me read some of this chat here, man. I thank you so much for the chat. Let's see. From Eugene Jackson, Doug, Miguel Cotto picked Pacquiao to win May 2nd. Who cares what Pacquiao's got? Who cares what Miguel Cotto got to say? The tweets are watching. Westbrook will always be second fiddle. With that said, he will be the next face of your Lakers. Ooh, I would love for that to happen. The tweets are watching. I would love for that to happen, baby. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Stagger Lee, Jesus Shuttlesworth has to be number 1. Nah, Jesus Shuttlesworth, I can tell you, did make my honorable mention just because it was cool. But that name, that was derived from a movie, and I guess it kind of stuck, but it had nothing to do with anything, really, as far as his game on the court. And Ray Allen was a fantastic player, and I say was because he's not going to play this year. That news just came out on yesterday. He's thinking about possibly coming back next year, but I don't see that happening. Why would you skip a year and then come back another year at Ray Allen's age? So we'll see. Niner for life. What about Rain Man? That's right, Sean Kemp was the Rain Man. Vince Wright. Nice to see boxing come back to NBC primetime this Saturday night. Andre Bronner is on the crowd. Ooh, on the card. Can't wait for that. William Mack. So many guys playing at high levels this season with the legitimate arguments. Westbrook, Harden, Curry, and James. I agree. Talked about that earlier. Niner for life. Westbrook and Harden and maybe Steph Curry. Kiss my go to hell. Westbrook gets MVP and BPA for his wardrobe. Yeah. His wardrobe is just deplorable. It's absolutely horrible. I mean, does the man not have any friends? Somebody got to tell that man, don't go out looking like that. Niner for life. Skip Bayless is still waiting on J.J. Redick, Kevin Love, Danny Ferry, Leitner, and Bobby Hurley to win the MVP. It's probably not going to happen. Real people music. The argument for MVP to me has always been if you take the player off the team, will they be in the same position? And it's kind of like that whole thing, I guess, to turn it around is how important are they to the team? Yeah, and that's why some of the greatest players of all time didn't win it every single year, because it's part of the reason why is because if you went on the argument just the best player in the league, Jordan would have won it every single year. That wasn't the case. So David Robinson won it one year. Charles Barkley won it one year. I think Karl Malone won it one year. That's crazy. Good and well, Michael Jordan was the best player in the game. So the same thing could probably be said about LeBron James as well. From Harvey Scott, Skip Bayless hating ass is the only one hating on Westbrook. What do we got here? Scotty, Judd look like he ain't shaved that goatee since New Jack City. Yeah, what's the guy's name? Judd Nelson? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the guy that plays the Benetti character on Empire. He doesn't look anything like the character that he played on New Jack City. So I didn't even make the connection. And they're telling me that's the same person. Rough Buff. Judd Nelson is the reason Pookie started smoking again in New Jack City. Bruh McDowell. New Jack City was released in 1991. 24 years ago. Wow. All right, somebody quickly tell me, and maybe Tree can tell me this. Which one came out first, New Jack City or Boys in the Hood? That kind of started that genre of hood classics. I'm going to guess. Let me see if I can think back, because obviously I saw both of them in the movie theater. Now that I think about it, I was in college when New Jack City came out. And in Orangeburg, South Carolina, where South Carolina State is, they got a little movie theater. And I think the movie theater is shut down now. But I remember seeing New Jack City in that movie theater in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So, yeah, you're talking 1991. Crazy. Juan Cruz saw Malik Yoba at a restaurant not too long ago. He was ashy and had the toothpick in his mouth like on New York Undercover. Now, that's funny. That man got eczema, man. I mean, we laughing about this man, ashy skin, but that man's obviously got a medical condition. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, Tree.
Boys in the Hood came first. New Jack City came second. And also in 1991, Straight Outta Brooklyn.
Hey, I remember Straight Outta Brooklyn. That was was that a Spike Lee joint? I don't remember right now. But wait a minute. So back up. You said Boys in the Hood came out first?
Yes.
What year was that?
All of these came out in 91.
So they all came out the same year?
Yes.
That's crazy.
They had a meeting like, let's release some hood movies.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens. You know something else is crazy? And me and my wife were talking about this last night, Tree, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. You remember how it was always this theme whenever there was a great black show that came on, just like magically, like some type of conspiracy, another black show came on at the same time, and it kind of hurt each other's numbers. That's kind of like the situation we got going on right now with Empire and Blackish. Like Blackish gets his opportunity, it's killing, it's doing fantastic, then all of a sudden Empire comes on at the same damn time.
Well, they're all in cahoots. Like a lot of those shows get pitched 2-3 years ahead of time, but they put that stuff on the back burner. But I was thinking this morning, when some network's going to come out with a show like Empire, not Power, because we know Power's coming back soon.
Right. You mean another major network like ABC or CBS or something like that? A broke down version. Yeah, and I mean, that's probably going to happen because, I mean, that's just what happens. But I just thought about it last night. Now it's different, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's different than it was back in the day where if you had two shows that came on at the same time, you would just ass out, or one of those shows was just ass out. Now you can DVR it for the most part, and you don't have to miss anything. But I just thought about that last night. Like, I forgot all about Blackish. I'm halfway into Empire, and I forgot to set the DVR for Blackish, and I guess I should just do a scheduled recording. But I forgot about it, and I looked after the fact, and it didn't come on last night, I don't think. But I was like, man, that's real bootleg, man. You get two good black shows on, and they come on at the same damn time. It's 7 days in a week. You couldn't find another time to put on this other black show? I mean, that's some type of conspiracy behind that, man. That's some old bootleg crap right there. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Bruh McDowell, MJ III, good history, bro. Break it down. Real People Music, Latrell Sprewell, The Strangler, Darryl Berry. Isn't Half Man Half Amazing one of the And One Ballers? Yeah. I think they do call one of the And One guys Half Man Half Amazing. I don't remember which one right now. William Mack, Chief definitely applies to Parrish. Yeah. Cat was hiding weed in his house and smoked out before and after each game. That's funny. Juan Cruz, the name that was stolen and it was not Nas. The name is for a Rucker Park legend, Anthony Hayward. Kenny stole it from him. Okay, a little history right there. That ninja. If Isaiah and Neek aren't in the top 50, it's not legit. I think Isaiah's in the top 50. He's got to be. I mean, it was enough of a crime that Isaiah didn't play on the Dream Team, but I don't remember saying to myself how bad it was that Isaiah Thomas didn't make the top 50 NBA players of all time. We're going to verify that, but I mean, he had to be. I mean, Isaiah is one of the top probably 25 players of all time. Max Jones, Andrew Toney from the 76ers shot lights out when the Sixers swept my Lakers back in the day. I will never forget that dude. That's right. Andrew Toney, a.k.a. the Boston Strangler. He made my list of honorable mention nicknames of all time in the NBA as well. All right, don't go away. When we get back, we'll wrap today's show up. I'll go over my honorable mention list of NBA nicknames, and we'll do the damn thing. Read more of your chat. This is the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
You ain't stewing. What the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday. And once again, man, just a ton of fun. Just a ton of fun, baby, on the Doug Stewart Show, man. Make sure you tell somebody about the show. We really would appreciate it. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room, all of the Stewies. Yes! Really appreciate it, man. Really, really, really appreciate it. So make sure you go to my Twitter account, The Doug Stewart Show, at The Doug Stewart Show, and retweet today's lucky tweet and get your lucky numbers and your daily fortune. So make sure you check me out on Twitter at The Doug Stewart Show or Doug2 Live Stews. Quickly, Chris James spent 5 months worrying about where a team of 12-year-old baseball players lived. So you would figure dude would know where his house is, right? That's not the case. James, the whistleblower who pushed Little League International for months to strip the U.S. title from Chicago's Jackie Robinson West team, was arrested early Tuesday morning after he drunkenly showed up at the wrong damn house. Yes. And banged on the door and swore at the people who lived there. This guy went to the wrong house, and karma is a Mickey Ficky. He got arrested that night, and this guy that I guess put himself on a pedestal at his team and tried to knock these other kids, the Jackie Robinson West team, off of their pedestal. And karma is a Mickey Ficky, so that's absolutely a beautiful story. And also one other quick news and note in the world of sports. Steeler fans, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It looks like that Troy Polamalu's days in Pittsburgh are, to quote the great Biggie Smalls, short like leprechauns. The team is basically saying that they're hoping that Polamalu retires so that they don't have to cut his ass. And they owe him like $6 million, and his stats have been going down over the last couple of years, man. He's just not the same player. And it's hurtful. And I don't know. Maybe I'll throw this out and I'll ask you guys, and you can hit me on the chat. Do you think Troy Polamalu is a Hall of Famer? Now, his stats don't necessarily say that he's a Hall of Famer, but if you watch this guy play, man, one of the best, most instinctive players that we've ever seen on defense. I mean, won a couple of Super Bowls, obviously, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fantastic safety. When you talk about safeties, you talk about Ronnie Lott and Steve Atwater and Ed Reed and guys like that. Polamalu is not too far behind in that list as far as playmaking ability. A guy who's just a fundamentally sound football player. Fantastic player. I don't think, I'm going to say it right off my I'm going to say it off the top of my head. I don't think that he's going to make it into the Hall of Fame, man, but was a fantastic player, great career, whether he comes back this year or not. And a lot of times, these guys, they'll go and play another year for another team. We've seen that a million times before. But it sounds like that he's considering retiring, man, and Troy Polamalu was a fantastic player. That's right. This is the Doug Stewart Show. I gave you my top 5 NBA nicknames of all times. Number 5, Iceman, George Gervin. Number 4, Half Man, Half Amazing, Vince Carter, even though the name was stolen many times over, seemingly. Number 3, Chocolate Thunder, Darryl Dawkins. Number 2, Air, Michael Air Jordan. Number 1, Magic Johnson. Here goes my honorable mention. There's just so many. Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas, classic. The guy wore zero, and that was a pretty cool name for him. Plastic Man, Stacey Augmon, one of my favorite. Former UNLV player, former Atlanta Hawk. The Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. Clyde the Glide Drexler. That was another name that was close to making my top 5 because Clyde used to jump, and he used to glide through the air, literally. And Clyde used to kick his feet up behind his butt. Clyde the Glide was definitely a great name for him. Slim Reaper for Kevin Durant, and they actually call him Durantula too, but I like Slim Reaper. Grandmama for Larry Johnson. Mount Mutombo for Dikembe Mutombo. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, perfect. The Chief, Robert Parrish. Somebody threw that one out there a little bit earlier. We talked about the Rifleman, Chuck Connor, Chuck Person, from the name Chuck Connor from the Rifleman Cowboy TV show from back in the day a couple of days ago. So that makes it as well. My man Dennis Scott. Shouts out to Dennis Scott. 3D, which was perfect for Dennis Scott because he used to shoot threes. Kenny the Jet Smith. And it's crazy right now, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's crazy to watch Kenny Smith on that TNT show and to see him basically, hurt himself to try to walk back to that back platform for that gigantic movie screen monitor that they have to break down a highlight. Because Kenny Smith's legs, and everybody, this is nothing new, but Kenny Smith is walking on like his knees are so shot. I mean, they touch each other so much. And Kenny the Jet Smith was an athlete back in the day, man. He was always knock-kneed, but he could get up and down the court, man, as fast as anybody else in the game, man. So that was a great nickname for him. It's just strange to see him in his older age, man, and his knees are just buckling worse and worse and worse every week. It's horrible to watch. Born Ready, Lance Stevenson, that's a good name for a youngin'. The Boston Strangler, I mentioned him earlier, Andrew Toney. Andrew Wiggins. I didn't know this one. This is just doing some research, and I found this. You know they're calling Andrew Wiggins Maple Jordan? And I guess Maple because he's Canada, and don't they have a maple leaf in their flag or something like that? So they're calling Andrew Wiggins Maple Jordan. He's been playing fantastic over the last month. This guy looks like that he's the real deal and that the Minnesota Timberwolves got it right. And there's always this period where you're trying to figure out, is this guy going to be a fantastic player or an MVP-type player in the league, or is he just going to be another average player? And a lot of teams have been stuck with just duds. But it looks like Andrew Wiggins is going to be the real deal. CP3 for Chris Paul, Dr. J, Julius Erving, Thunder Dan Marley, AK-47, which is one of my favorites. Andre Karolinko. His nickname was AK-47, and I don't think he's even playing anymore. But he wore the number 47, and his initials are AK, so that's pretty cool, AK-47. Sean Kemp, somebody mentioned him earlier. Allen Iverson, the answer. The question and the answer like Iverson, I think Jay-Z put it. Stevie Franchise. Have you seen the video of Steve Franchise getting his ass whooped? That's horrible. Steve Francis, Stevie Franchise. If you haven't seen the video and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if you haven't seen the video, Steve Francis, who's 38 years old, which is kind of strange to me, I think, is at this rap concert in Houston, and he's on stage with all the roadies and the background guys and the hype guys, and a fight breaks out, and somebody pushes Stevie Franchise down on the ground, and another dude reaches for his chain. He's got on one of these big dookie chains, and somebody tries to pull his chain off his neck, and they like choke his ass, and then ultimately they get the chain. I think I read the story. And my thing is, just like Nas with his pants hanging and sagging, were you on the stage with rap dudes at 38 years old? And you know, you've seen and heard the stories about Steve Francis, evidently down on his luck. I don't know if there's money issues or health issues. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look in good health. But you 38 years up on the stage with some youngins that's rapping? Now, I'm a rap fan, okay? And so I'm going to guess it was 5 years ago. I'm 45 now. 5 years ago, I went to a PE concert. But, I mean, PE, they're kind of like legendary. That's kind of like a 45-year-old dude going to see the Rolling Stones. So I went to see PE, but I sat in my seat in the stands. And, you know, I just reminisced about PE and Chuck D and Flavor Flav, and so it was cool. But, I mean, Steve Francis on the stage with these rap guys with his hat on backwards, wearing a dookie chain, something's wrong about that whole story. I mean, is he using? Is Steve Francis using? That's not a good look, man. Jesus Shuttlesworth, somebody mentioned that earlier. And the last one, man, this almost made my top 5, but he wasn't held in such a regard as the other guys on my list. But I was close to putting him on at number 5. But the Microwave, Vinnie Johnson, that's right. The Microwave. Perfect name for this guy, because if you saw this guy play the game and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, you knew that this guy was a microwave. This guy would come in off the bench and give you 15 points in like 2 minutes. Vinnie Johnson, a.k.a. the Microwave. Fantastic name. Shouts out to everybody that listened to the show today. Make sure you pass the word and tell people. Thank you, Stewies, dogs, poodles. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. I got one question for you, man. Are you not entertained? Huh? Are you not entertained? You know good and well you entertained, man. The realest, truest sports talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you, Tree, for all that you did today. I really appreciate it. Shouts out to my man, Waterhead Walter. Walter didn't come in today. Walter actually supposed to go down to the ceremony today for Dominique Wilkins. in my place. So hope you're doing and handling your business, Walter. Gerald Oliveri, Dwayne Bassan, thank y'all so much. My engineering guys, I really appreciate it. And once again, shouts out to all of the Stewies that make the Doug Stewart Show the #1 sports talk show in America. Yes, and the studio audience agrees. Thank you to the studio audience, as a matter of fact. I mean, an intricate part of this show. We'll do it again tomorrow, Friday, Free Fall Friday, Football Friday on the Doug Stewart Show. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.